The day I graduated from college, my parents didn't bring flowers. They brought a bill. They sat me down in our cramped kitchen in Ohio, pushed a yellow legal pad across the table, and told me I owed them $84,000. The cost of my upkeep, they called it, if I didn't pay. Well, don't bother coming home for Thanksgiving. I walked out that door with a single suitcase and a heart made of ice. For 15 years, I worked 3 jobs, lived on generic ramen, and climbed the corporate ladder in Chicago until I finally made it. I was the CEO of my own firm. I had the penthouse, the car, and the peace of mind. Or so I thought. Then, last Tuesday, they showed up at my office. My mother looked at my mahogany desk and sighed, "Oh, Sarah, we always knew you'd be successful." My father didn't even say hello. He just looked at the view and muttered, "Must be nice to be so comfortable while your parents are struggling." They weren't there to apologize. They were there to collect interest. "We need $250,000, my dad said, leaning back like he owned the place. "For the emotional labor of raising a daughter who abandoned them." I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just pulled a dusty yellow legal pad out of my bottom drawer. "You're right, Dad," I whispered, the silence in the room feeling heavy. "Family is all about debts." I slid a check across the desk for exactly $84,000. Not a penny more. "Consider the bill paid," I said, my voice steady as a rock. "But don't forget, once a debt is settled, the contract is over." I watched the color drain from their faces as security escorted them out. I guess some things just aren't for sale. It started with a photo, a grainy Polaroid from 1998. My parents and his parents, holding us up like little trophies while they toasted to a future union. Everyone laughed, except it wasn't a joke to them. Growing up, Leo and I were attached at the hip. We climbed the same oak trees and shared the same scraped knees. But by 18, the destined couple comments started feeling less like a cute family quirk and more like a trap. We eventually went our separate ways for college, found our own lives, and I thought the obsession had finally died out. Then came Sarah. Leo's fiancée was everything they didn't want for him. She was independent, sharp, and most importantly, she wasn't me. Last Thanksgiving, the tension finally boiled over. My mom actually had the nerve to pull Sarah aside and show her that old Polaroid, whispering that Leo and I were soulmates, who just hadn't figured it out yet. I had to spend an hour in the kitchen, practically begging Sarah to believe that Leo was just like a brother to me. But the breaking point? The bachelor party. My cousin told me it was just a casual hangout at a local bar, but when I walked in, the music stopped. It was just Leo, sitting there looking miserable, and our 2 sets of parents, literally waiting for us to reconnect. Leo looked me dead in the eyes and said, "I love you, but you cannot be at the wedding. It's too much." I wasn't even mad. I felt relieved. The next morning, my phone exploded. Someone had leaked a photo of Leo walking me to my car that night, and our parents were already posting it to the family group chat with heart emojis, acting like we'd finally chosen each other. Sarah called me crying, and for a second, I thought the family pact had actually won. But then I realized, the only way to kill a ghost story is to stop telling it. I blocked my own parents that morning. I didn't go to the wedding, but I sent a gift. It was a brand new camera, so they could start making memories that weren't scripted 30 years ago.
Remember when the ghosting challenge first hit our campus? It started small, just kids ducking out of class and hiding in the janitor's closet for a quick laugh. But in a suburban high school where nothing ever happens, small never stays small for long. My buddy, Leo, he was the first to take it too far. He didn't just hide, he convinced the entire varsity soccer team to vanish during the homecoming pep rally. The gym was packed, the band was playing, and silence. Just empty bleachers where the athletes should have been. The principal was livid. But the views were insane. Millions. And that's the problem with a viral high. You're always looking for the next hit. By November, the pranks turned dark. Someone thought it'd be legendary to stage a fake break-in at the chemistry lab. They didn't steal anything, just rearranged the equipment to look like a crime scene. The school went into a full 3-hour hard lockdown. SWAT teams, helicopters, the works. We all thought that was the breaking point. We were wrong. Last Tuesday, a junior named Marcus decided he wanted the ultimate crown. He didn't want to just ghost a class. He wanted to ghost the school's identity. During the night, he didn't just spray paint walls. He used a heavy-duty industrial crane. Don't ask me how he got it. To remove the giant bronze founding father statue from the front courtyard. He posted a video of it sitting in his parents' swimming pool. He thought he was a legend until the feds showed up at his door for interstate theft and destruction of historical property. Marcus didn't just get suspended. He got a one-way ticket to a state facility. He wanted to be unforgettable. Well, Marcus, you finally got your wish.
I've worked the graveyard shift at a home security monitoring centre for over 3 years. Mostly, it's just false alarms, or teenagers trying to sneak out of their windows. But last Tuesday, everything changed. It was exactly 2 a.m. when a motion alert popped up from a quiet suburban house in Georgia. Usually it's just a stray cat or a tree branch swaying in the wind, but this time it was a little girl. She couldn't have been more than 6 years old. She was sitting on her front porch in her polka dot pajamas, clutching a stuffed rabbit like her life depended on it. I hit the 2-way audio, kept my voice low and whispered, "Sweetie, is everything okay?" She didn't even look at the camera. She just stared at the front door, her eyes wide with a kind of fear no child should ever know. She told me her daddy was having a tantrum again, and her mommy told her to run outside and hide in the bushes until the loud noises stopped. My heart absolutely dropped. I immediately started routing the call to the local PD, but then my supervisor walked over. He started tapping his watch, reminding me that I was already 12 minutes over my scheduled break. He didn't see the girl, he just saw a red timer on a corporate dashboard. I told him to shut up, and I'll never forget the shocked look on his face. But I didn't care. I stayed on that line. The little girl started shivering, telling me it was getting really, really cold. I told her to stay right there, that the helpers were almost there. But right as I saw the blue and red lights reflecting in the window behind her, the entire system did an automatic reboot for a scheduled software update. The screen went pitch black. I was sitting in a silent, freezing office, staring at my own reflection, praying that those lights were enough. 10 minutes later, the police dispatcher called my direct line. They got them both out safe. I quit that job the very next morning, because some things you just can't unsee through a lens.